and the sky reached my mind. And when I space out, I see the possibilities unfolding the way that I want. That you showed up was written in the palm. You are a statement that explode like a bomb. I get to push myself to victory. You make me winner.
Hey, 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 what's up, everybody? Y'all come on in, in. It's time for the show.
It is. It has been a rainy and dreary day. Oh my gosh.
This whole week has been long. I'm sorry,
it has.
y'all.
It has been a long week.
Very long week.
Yes, we have our Instagram family joining us tonight.
We miss y'all.
I know. Definitely.
Sometimes it feels like we forget about them, but we don't.
Yes,
we love
love
everybody.
y'all.
The Twitter family, we're coming.
Yes.
Just hold on.
Yes, give us some time. And yes, we'll be live on all platforms.
Yes, absolutely.
We've changed up a few things.
Just a little bit.
You know, we are officially the BAM live with Jen and Toya, the BAM Woman Show.
Yay!
So we're excited about the new little change.
Yes.
Most of our followers and viewers are on Facebook. They tune in live to see us, and we thank y'all so much.
We really do. YouTube family, y'all have pitched in, y'all have commented, and we love y'all too. So Instagram, y'all are next. I know,
definitely
we coming for y'all.
Yes, we are.
But yes, we actually have access to a production studio. So it's gonna be a whole production around here in a little bit.
So y'all tune in June 5th.
Yeah,
that will be our first really.
First one.
That's our colorism show.
I'm excited about it.
So
for sure,
we have some great people lined up. We still need a couple more people for the show. If you have a story regarding colorism within your race, not just the African American community, colorism happens in white community, Hispanic community, Asian community. So we want to bring all of those demographics together and have a conversation.
Absolutely.
So,
I'm looking forward to that show because it's something different. It's something that kind of is one of those taboo topics.
Right.
You know, a lot of people don't really talk about it. They either don't want to talk about it or they're afraid to talk about it. So it needs to be talked about.
Yes, and we are going to talk about it June 5th. June the 5th, y'all. So y'all tune in.
And
like
it's
I know, we're super excited. Oh my gosh. So we'll have guests inside the studio and it will be a awesome conversation. It's kind of like a little round table almost.
It is. I'm looking forward to it because it's going to be kind of like a little rainbow coalition.
It is.
I like it.
Yes.
I like it.
Diversity is awesome.
Absolutely.
Definitely. It does. It needs to be talked about.
Absolutely.
So,
absolutely. So enough ranting.
I know.
We have two beautiful guests that have decided to join the madness with us. So we're going to introduce our first lovely lady, Miss Angela Lewis. A love. I like that.
I do too.
That's dope. She is a speaker and empowerment coach who is passionate about empowering women to thrive in their lives. Women comfortable in their role as a wife or mother. Coach with Angela to confidentially birth a business. Angela shows them how to make money with their gifts and talents so they are fulfilled, financially independent, and ready to elevate and dominate in the workplace.
Yes.
Recently, Angela embarked on a new journey in the publishing field and collaborated with Matthew Santana to birth A&M Productions. Her desire to give women a voice and to see them share their personal stories to empower others was the catalyst behind this endeavor. As a visionary and solutionist, Angela is always looking for ways to help people reach their greatest potential and experience the life of their dreams. So Miss Angela, Miss A Love, hey girl, hey.
Hey girls, hey, how are you both?
I love it. All the vibes. I'm loving it.
Thank you.
And the red lips popping. Love it.
Listen, y'all talked about rain. It's sunny here in ATL. So listen, it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. I'm sorry.
But yes, we're so happy to have you with us. we are excited to talk about what you got going on, because it sounds like you do have a lot going on.
Yes. I want to know more about the Hot Wife Society.
Yes.
Oh, okay. We're going to start there. Yes.
Training.
It's training, yes. Listen, I am the Hot Wife Society, honey. The ladies up in there, we believe in, being ourselves, being, not just a wife or a mother, but, you came into that as a woman. So we believe that you have your own dreams, your own desires, and it's okay to pursue that thing. It's okay to go out here and be what you want to be, do what you want to do, especially if you have a supportive husband. He's going to help his queen get out there and shine like the woman she's supposed to be, right? So that's what we promote in Hot Wife Society.
I love it.
Yes. Yes.
Come on. So the men, pay attention. If there's any men watching, I know there's a couple.
You want to get your wife a part of the Hot Wife Society. So
Yes.
how do people become, is this like a membership, or is this just how does it work?
Let me tell you, we have my girl Angela Jones and I, we're together in this project. And so we have been doing what we call Wife Talk. So it's a show similar to Bam Woman, but it's Wife Talk, and we do it on Tuesday nights. And so we just had a conference called WifeCon. It was virtual. So from there, we are going to put our new program together where you can actually become members, and we give you specialized content. So we're looking forward to that starting off in the month of June. But for now, just come on Facebook. It's a group. You can join there. Look for Hot Wife Society. We'll get you in, get you plugged in. And you don't have to be married. Listen, you can be ladies who are looking to be married, or you may have been married, because, guess what? When we're in relationships, we deal with relationship issues. I don't care if you're single, married, divorced, or widowed. You've either been there, done that, or experienced something similar. So we welcome everybody.
I like that.
I do too.
That is dope. I love it. So what made you come up with the name Hot Wife Society? Like, what is that about?
Let me tell you, my sister-in-law used to be, she's so dope and fly. So she used to always do little cute captions. She'd be having her little stuff to all pour together. Then it would be hashtag Hot Life, Hot Wife, Hot Life. And I was like, girl, you better brand that and market that, right? Because I just thought it was so fabulous.
Yes.
And so, we were doing some things. And she was like, girl, why don't you just go ahead and do it since you're ready for it? And I was like, don't give me another opportunity. So I ran with it. So I started out with Hot Wife, Hot Life with my girl, Angela Foxworth. We did a lot of different, things with the brand. And then I decided, she's doing some other things. I did some other things. And so I just branched off and created a society where women can come in and we can really talk about some things and give them a kind of space to just be themselves and talk about what's going on in life and how we can be with better wives. And it just kind of migrated to that.
Yes. And, I really feel like us as women, and I'm not going to say just Black women, just women, period. We need to know how to be better wives and be confident in ourselves and being hot wives. Like, I love that. Like, what are some of the things that you've seen in women that they struggle with, like when it comes to being married? Because marriage is, listen, marriage is a whole job. It's a job within itself.
A whole job within itself. People don't understand, but it is. And I'm going to tell you, just like what you were asking about, for most women, you think about it. When you start dating somebody, girl, we have the coming to America syndrome. Girl, we want whatever you like. Whatever you want to do, whatever, girl, that we forget, baby. He like coffee, we like coffee. Girl, you forget you were doing some herbal teas forever until you got with him. Now you want to go to Starbucks and get all this stuff, right? So I think the biggest thing is women lose their own identity, because now you go from being you to a we, to an us, to they, to Mr. and Mrs. And so that's the biggest thing, is that we get so comfortable being somebody's wife or somebody's mother that we forget we were going to school and we had a passion, and we had, you forget that you used to be an artist and you was out here doing dope stuff and you was making jewelry and doing all that because you don't have time. You tired, you trying to run in here and do 365 different things. And so that's what it is. The biggest challenge is just kind of losing your own individual identity sometimes.
I love that. And that is so true. I mean, I can only speak for myself, but
Yeah, I know when you get in relationships, girl, you get booed up and you forget all about what you like, how to look. You want some pizza, baby? Nah, I really don't. But baby, wait, if that's what you want, I'll order. What else you want on there? You want the works? What you want? You want me to get a Pepsi or soda? What you want with that? What you want, baby? And we'll be eating that piece and be thinking like, girl, I could give me some chicken wings. I really want me some grilled chicken over here I really want to go out. I didn't even want to stay in here, but we're going to boo up and watch Netflix and chill, right? So you just change and you start becoming more of what you think it looks like. Exactly.
I got you.
Wow. So how do you teach the women or show them to remain with, keep their identity and don't lose it? Because like you said, we do lose it as being mothers and being a wife, and we forget who we are. So how do you do that? How do you teach that?
So you know what? It kind of came from what my spinoff thing that I do now is I'm a woman empowered. And so I did an event where we talked about, married or single, I am a woman empowered. And it just really speaks to the fact that you have your own mindset. You have your own identity. You have your own things that and opinions, and it matters, and just because, and you got to think as women, we're supposed to be helpmeets to our husbands. Right. And so you can't be a helpmeet when you're thinking like he's thinking or allowing him to make all the decisions. Sometimes, we're created to be able to bring value. When God created Adam and Eve, he brought Eve in so that she can help him manage what he was doing. So you have to go back and start tapping into that self-worth, tapping into your value as a woman, what you bring into the table, how you can help to, maybe enhance some of the decisions that are being made. You can bring a little perspective. And I think that once you start speaking about those things, women start realizing like, you know what, you're right. I did think that was a bad idea. I didn't say anything. And now look at us, we kind of stepped 2 steps back. Had I said something, we could have been 55 steps forward, moving on to the next thing. So it's just kind of embracing that confidence and getting you empowered to understand that you bring a whole lot to the table. Don't underestimate it, because he who finds a wife finds a good thing, baby. So you got to recognize that.
That part. He that finds a wife finds a good
thing. Yeah. So that means that you come in the door as a good thing. So you need to recognize that and embrace that all the time.
I love that.
Yes.
I absolutely love it. And I'm all for that. I'm all for the self-love and just empowering yourself, because we are, listen, Wonder Woman. That's why I
Wonder Woman, baby, with the bracelet. Look.
Yes.
Exactly.
We are.
With the invisible jet, honey, we running in to save the day all the time. So listen.
All the time, honey. Okay, so what about your podcast? Now you have, is it called Kiss with a Love?
It's Kiss with a Love, but it comes from KISS stands for keeping it sexy, successful, and saved. So it's really Christian based, and it's really about, people who are out here being successful, entrepreneurs, or people who are out here like you all on your show. You're out here doing something, you're making a difference, but you also feel that vibe of being sexy. And there's nothing wrong with embracing. So y'all see, I like it hot, I like it sexy. I like women to understand that I don't care if your hair is natural, if you're wearing wigs or weave. I don't care if you are overweight or underweight. Whatever it is, somebody's out there who loves you just like you are. Yeah. Embrace that and feel good about that. And it's not also always how you look. It's the inside of you. When you feel confident about who you are, it shows. When you start loving yourself, it shows, and that's attractive to somebody. Trust and believe. Yes. You don't have to change anything about yourself.
Oh, that's good. Yes.
I like that.
Listen, when is the podcast?
I know, like when, like, oh my gosh.
Yes.
But okay, another question. You talk about, you said it's a Christian platform, Christian based. Mm-hmm. So how can, because I know some Christian women and the church, how do you, as far as being sexy, like they're like, oh, you can't be sexy and be a Christian, and I've heard that in the past, and I've heard it. So how do you get past that, or what kind of advice do you offer to women who actually have heard that, or people have told them you need to tone down your sexiness?
You know what? I think that, and I'm going to share something else that kind of ties along with it. I just started a business, and it's a wine and home, shop at home business, right? And so, a lady was sharing with me that, she kind of had a little pushback from some of her friends, because they were like, you shouldn't be doing wine, and, you're a Christian, and it's not a good look. Well, same thing for sexiness. But at the end of the day, when you go to the Bible, Jesus turned water into wine. So you got to stop trying to really fall into what people keep you in a box and keep you limited. I don't believe Jesus didn't come and just cater to the people who were being meek, mild, and laid back and not doing anything. He embraced everybody. So to me, being sexy should not take away from your Christianity. It doesn't mean that I love God any less because I feel good about myself. Now, am I going to run around here and have my breast all out and my booty all out? I might not do that, but just because somebody else does that or somebody else is twerking doesn't mean they love Jesus any more or less than I do. So we have to embrace that and stop being judgmental, because it's not my decision to put you in heaven or hell. God's gonna do that. So we need to just kind of embrace people with where they are and love them for who they are. And that's all that we're required to do. It's not your job to go and tell somebody what they should or should not do.
I love that answer.
Yes, that was a great answer.
That helps somebody. I don't know who, but it helps somebody.
Listen.
But yes, I mean, yeah. Man.
What you say? That summed it up right there.
No, it did, because there are so many people out there that are in the church. Yeah. And they're so judgmental. And I just feel like that's what's keeping a lot of the people that need to be in the body of Christ.
Yes.
And they don't want to because they don't feel comfortable. They don't they feel like they're gonna be judged. They feel like, oh well, she's not wearing this or she's not wearing that, or he's coming here looking like that. No, that's not
it's not the Christian. You know what? And when people want to be so Christian to try and tell people different things, but at the end of the day, baby, nobody's perfect. And some of the very people who want to tell you probably had children out of wedlock. So how can you tell somebody just because you've gotten, you know, in a position where either you're married or you're well-to-do or you feel like you have arrived? No, you haven't. You still are dealing with something. I don't care if you're gossiping, you're lying, you're cheating, we all are dealing with something. So you can't be pointing fingers at somebody else just because you feel like it's what you should be doing. As a Christian, we're not supposed to be judgmental. As a Christian, we're supposed to love you where you are. So if you want to claim Christianity, then show up and do the right thing and be there for somebody, because you're not doing anybody any favors, pushing them away. And you're right. There's so many people who don't want to go to church. That's why they turn to what they consider to be more spiritual people, because they don't want to go inside the four walls because it feels too heavy and oppressive. And that's really not what the design was supposed to be about.
No, not at all. Not at all. I believe that.
I do too.
So okay, let's shift gears a little bit. Now, I'm sure you have a family, correct?
I do.
How do you balance your work life, like, you know, your work life and your personal life? What does your balance look like?
You know what? I do a lot, but I also make time a lot. So, you know, when my husband comes home, you know, I'm stopping what I'm doing. We chatting, we talking, you know, I'm listening, because I think a lot of times we do things and say, you know, hey, honey, how was your day? It was good. Okay, great. Boom, you move on to something else. No, we sit down and have a little time, you know, and I'm asking questions, you know, or I may make it like, I'm back to Coming to America. He loves the black and white movies. And so, you know, I used to kind of, you know, joke like, boy, bye. I'm not watching that. Girl, I got caught up in a movie. And now I'm like, okay, well, so what we watching? What is this? So you got to really just kind of open yourself up to make time. Same thing. I have two daughters. They're 21 and 23. We do a lot of things together. When I do my events, one of them usually comes with me, if not both. So we just spend a lot of quality time. I make time for date night, you know.
Date night.
And, you know, yeah, we do a lot of things, you know, that just really make sure that they know that they are my priority. No matter what I'm doing business-wise, if I'm doing it, it's for the betterment of all of us. But at the same time, quality time. And I'm telling you, COVID really made it stand out that we don't have time to be playing out here trying to, you know, be a boss chick or make millions of dollars, and you're not paying attention to the people who matter the most. Right. So I try to make sure they know that they're a priority.
Yes. And, you know, I'm glad you mentioned that, because I think COVID kind of slowed a lot of people down that were saying, oh, I'm too busy for this and I'm too busy for that. And, you know, it just literally, like, it shut everything down. And some people took that time to get to know their family, their wives, their children, you know, and some people, they didn't handle it very well. How did you handle the COVID situation?
So for me, because I did so much, it was so good to be still. It was so good to be home, baby. I was like, y'all ain't never got to call me back into the office ever, because I'm just over here.
Yes.
But all of my family, they're essential workers, so they all left the house, and so it was me and the dog here, baby. He didn't got so super protective, girl. If somebody if Amazon act like they want to come to our house, girl, he is barking and acting crazy. But I loved it. But it just really gave me a time to, really kind of sit down. And I think that when you're so busy, sometimes you forget what your family likes or what they want or what they need. And so it just gave us a time. Now we have more conversations. Now I know just even more about, my daughters, and it's so good because they come to me when they want advice, and I'm glad because they could be getting it from anywhere else, out in the streets or from friends, but we have a great relationship. So the four of us, we hang out, we talk. A lot of times they'd rather be with us than some of their friends. They're like, what y'all got going on this weekend? And so I just think it's beautiful, girl. Look, it's a beautiful thing, and I'm not trying to mess that up. So yeah.
Yes, I love that. Absolutely love that.
Definitely.
That's dope.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I don't have any more questions. You have filled me up, honey.
Yes. So let's talk a little bit more about your book, because you're going to actually give one away. Mm-hmm. So we need y'all to type in a number 1 through 99 to win this book. You can guess multiple times. So 1 through 99, and we have our number already.
Okay.
So at the end of the show, you have to be watching to win. Mm-hmm. And if you win this book, Miss Angela will get your information to her, and she'll send it to you.
And I will send it to you and autograph you a copy.
Yes. And it's gonna it's worth millions.
Yes,
it's
millions. Gonna be claiming it.
Yes. Listen, absolutely. So just to kind of tell you, the book is I Am a Woman Empowered. It's a book anthology. So it was 26 ladies in total, 25 including myself. And it's stories about strength, about resiliency and triumph. And so each one of the ladies just talked about, we talked about different things that we went through, whether it was sexual abuse, whether it was being on drugs, whether it was a fear of, for me, mine was about grief. I went through a lot of, losing a lot of family members and a lot of things, somebody else had one about fear. So it was really, if you read it, you're going to be blessed because somebody's story is going to resonate with you. Somebody's story is going to let you see that I don't care what comes my way, what life throws you. It may try to break you, but baby, we're not breakable. We may bend, but we're going to bounce back and we're going to come back even stronger and better. And it's a testimony to say that you have to always know that things are going to happen. It's just life, but you don't have to stay stuck where you are. And so this is just an awesome testimony of the ladies. We have a gala coming up in June to celebrate. So it's going to be like the Oscars, baby. We want everybody in black tie and gowns. Honey, I want y'all to act like you are on the screen with the paparazzi popping, taking pictures, red carpet. Yes, it's going to be here in Atlanta, June the 11th through the 13th, 3-day weekend. So come check in that Friday at the Marriott. Saturday during the day, it's going to be a vendor show. So we're going to have different people in there that you can kind of shop with or get services. 6:30, come on in your finest, get your picture taken on the red carpet, sit down dinner, award program, and then Sunday when everybody leaves, it's going to be a brunch. So
we get information about that so we can start pushing it.
Listen, it's going to be amazing. You can go to our site. It's IamAWomanEmpowered.com. The hotel information is there, the tickets availability there. And if you want to purchase the book, if you don't win tonight, then you can also purchase the book there. So yes.
Awesome. Definitely. Okay, so I am a
womanempowered.com.
That's awesome. Right. That's exciting. Yes, because we love to get dressed up and
and I'm after COVID, everybody ready, girl, to get dressed to be real cute. Girl, come look, be hot and sexy at the same doggone time. You hear me?
Right. That's right.
Yes.
I love that.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so before we let you go, is there anything that you want to encourage our women watching, even the men? I think that sometimes we forget about our men, but a nugget that they can take with them from you.
Okay, so I would say that in the spirit of being here for BAM Woman, understand that when you have to believe that you're beautiful, you have to be ambitious, you have to be motivated. Nobody can give that to you. You have to embrace being empowered. And that means giving yourself permission to be great, to be fabulous, to be amazing. When you do that, nobody can snatch that from you. They may try, but when you know who you are, When you believe that with your whole heart, you move different, you show up different, and people, they gravitate towards that. But it starts with you. And when you get it in your mind, I don't care if you're doing affirmations, when you get it in how you move, that's when you get empowered actions. But whatever you do, understand that there's power inside of you, God given, and you have to embrace it. And when you do, the world recognizes and they are drawn to you in everything that you do.
That is so true. I love that. Yes.
Great. Thank you. I love it.
I love it. Well, thank you, Miss A Love.
You are welcome. Thank you, ladies, for having me on here. This has been phenomenal. I have enjoyed myself.
Absolutely. Well, stick around for a second because, of course, we want to bring you back for this and that because we gotta hear what you got to say about these questions.
This and that.
That. All right, sweetheart. Thank you so much. We'll bring you back in just a moment, okay?
All right.
I love it. I love it. The whole vibe. She's a whole vibe.
Yes.
A whole vibe.
She's doing and just to build that confidence back in wives. Because you know you lose it.
Yeah, you do.
So
you do.
Yeah, but that's great.
Yes. And we also need to find out when that podcast, because she launched it in February, but we're gonna bring her back and we'll find out how often she does that. Cause I want to get on that too.
We definitely need to know. Yes.
Yes. All right. So Miss Shmeka Gibson, what you got?
Yes. Okay. So Miss Shmeka Gibson is a mother of 2 daughters. She has a Bachelor of Science in Psychology, a Master of Science in Psychology, and a PhD in Industrial Organization Psychology with a focus in inferential statistics. In her free time, she loves to draw and rest. She balances a lot of responsibilities: children, work, school, teaching, writing, running her business, being a friend, sister, and daughter. That sometimes she sits back and enjoys all the growth around her. With the many hats she wears, her most exciting job is being a college professor. She enjoys being able to educate her students on psychology and how applying the learnings can enhance their professional and personal goals. This is the work that she loves to do. With her business, Innate Success Corporation, we offer an array of services to educate anyone that would like to understand and alter their perceptual views to modify behaviors. She presents with over 15 years of experience in clinical counseling, psychology, data analytics, grant writing, HR, project management, business coaching and consulting, and also organizational development. So, without further ado, please welcome Miss Shmeka Gibson.
Miss Shmeka Gibson!
Hey, y'all! Man, Miss Angela was a whole vibe. I really enjoyed listening to her interview.
It's like, the energy, man.
Yes. And it's good that y'all started with her, because I was like, do I need to be really like professional, or do I need to be like really calm? Miss Angela came and set the tone, and I love it. I love it.
Definitely. So we are excited to have you tonight.
Yes, I'm excited to be here.
We met you through Black CEO a few months ago.
Yes.
So that so how did that change your business and everything? Because I know you have a lot of things going on right now. Like, man, it's super exciting. So just share that experience and just some of the things that you have going on right now.
Well, when I decided to embark on the Black CEO experience, I didn't know what to expect. Once COVID hit, I was really relying on family and friends to support me in my business. But I've learned that I needed to kind of expand my reach and kind of branch out. And so I just took a chance. And when I say that opened so many doors for me, I met some amazing people, including you ladies. But I've met a lot of people all over the world through Black CEO. So that experience was definitely a highlight for me. I don't really have any challenges with networking and meeting new people, but to meet so many different people in one space at one time, it was phenomenal. And through that experience, I've been able to connect with other businesses, do more interviews, collect more clients. It's been amazing. Like I'm really grateful for the opportunity. That entire team was amazing and helpful. It was definitely worth the investment. I say that it was definitely worth the investment.
For sure. I mean, I never knew, I knew that there were, Black entrepreneurs and business owners and everything, but that's a whole nother world. It was amazing. Like, I didn't even know they did stuff like that. Like,
and it was so many people, and I'm all about the energy and the mindset. So to be amongst that many people that thought like me, that had that same grind, that same drive, that same ambition, I'm like, I need these people in my circle. I need to be around these type of people, because even with the Black Woman Confidential, there was another group of African American women where we surrounded each other, we motivated and supported one another, which is something that we need, especially in this season of going into entrepreneurship and trying to be successful business owners, is that we need a tribe. And so those two organizations have been very successful with helping me connect with other like-minded African-American business owners. So I didn't feel like I was by myself. So it was definitely, I can't express how great the experience was.
So tell us a little bit about your business. Like why did you call it why did you call it the business that where'd the name come from?
So actually, the business started out as SG Consulting and Data LLC when I first started in 2018. And so I always knew I wanted to go into consulting. I just didn't know what type of consulting that I wanted to do. So originally, I started out doing professional development, resume writing, helping people excel in their current career paths, because my education is in industrial organizational psychology, which is business psychology. So it's helping people grow and helping people understand their behaviors in business. And so that's how it all started for me. And so I had an opportunity to work for a company. And I always say that this company raised me in leadership. So they helped craft my leadership skills and my ability to effectively interact with other people and professionals and help them grow. And so from there, things just went great. I enjoyed it. And then COVID hit. I started to get complacent. I started to get comfortable. And then here comes COVID. And so COVID comes in what was it, 2020? Was it last year? I can't believe it was this last year that all of this happened. So things changed for me. I started to have clients that pulled out and was like, well, Shmeka, we don't know if we need your services anymore, because we don't know what funding is going to look like for us, because at the time I was still doing some grant writing. I was doing a lot of coaching and doing workshop development for organizations. And so I was under contracted work, and I was a college professor at the time as well. And so a lot of my clients were saying, hey, we don't know if we're going to be able to keep you and hold on to you. So in April, my lease was up in my apartment. And because I didn't know what was going to happen to me financially, I left and moved home with my mom. And so it was pretty much like starting over. So I had to rebrand myself. I had to be a little bit more marketable to businesses. And so at the time I was just local, but I had to expand my reach. And actually, and it may sound cliche, but NA Success came to me in a dream from God. And when NA Success came to me, I thought that was God telling me that I need to start this database. And so I woke up the next morning, I created a whole database system, because my background is also in technology and inferential statistics. So I created this data tracking system, and I told my friends about it, and I just ran off with it, not knowing that NA Success was actually the vision given to me to create this this massive company that I now have. But NA Success is that we all have the innate ability to be successful, right? And so my goal was actually to help people tap into their innate ability by changing the way they think, which a principle or a model I created called Changing the Mindset. And I use that model to help individuals change the way they think to modify their behaviors. And I'm not just telling you and coaching you and consulting you through that, but I actually have tangible resources and tools that individuals can use that they can apply to their daily lives to change the way they think to have productive behaviors.
Wow. That is massive. Like,
That is.
man. And so what comes with all of that? Like, you say statistics and data, like, what are you collecting? Are you just collecting the behaviors and, you know, the emotions and attitudes of business owners, or what is it that you're actually collecting for this particular business?
So NA Success Corporation is the actual brand. Under NA Success Corporation, we have 5 subsidiary companies. So our most active company is NA Success Core. And that's where we provide our contracted services to small and large corporations. And we do grant writing, data analytics, organizational development, and program management. And so we go in and we help these organizations pretty much understand how their business function, how their business works, how to retain employees, how to become grant ready so they can apply for funding opportunities. And so we often think that major corporations that are $1 million corporations are like the it businesses, but unfortunately they're not. I often tell smaller grassroots organizations that I work with through our mentorship program that there are large corporations that make a lot of money that has employees that are not satisfied, and they have high retention rates, and they are not receiving grants. They're only getting funding through relationships that they have. And so with that being said, I try to help smaller businesses understand that just because you see them in their chapter 5 and you're in your chapter 1 does not mean that you're not making great strides. Yeah. So we do a lot of different things around them, but the ultimate goal is to change the way business owners think to have successful and sustainable businesses. And so it's not just about you providing a service and you reaching clientele, but it's about making impact and creating positive results to help change people's lives.
Gotcha.
Gathering the data, the statistics, because like you said, a lot of people aren't happy. We need more people like you. Because I know, like, how long is that process? Like, how long is the time frame?
So I normally work, and it just depends on what the actual company needs. So I go in and I do an assessment. And I'm able to take a look at that assessment data that I collect from the organization and make a determination on, okay, what are your barriers with receiving grant funding? What are your barriers with retaining employees? What are your barriers with professional and personal development? The biggest concern that we see with companies is that their employees are not happy, and that's why they're not staying. And the reason why they're not happy is because they're not developing them. Many companies feel that if I continue to pour into my employees, they're going to leave and go somewhere else, when in turn, some employees just want to be better at the job that they do. So we see a rise of entrepreneurship or individuals going into entrepreneurship is because they think they can do it as well. So unfortunately, that's not always the case. Just because you're good at something doesn't mean you need to start a business.
Right.
So what is happening is that a lot of companies are losing their employees because their employees are like, well, shoot, I have to train myself. I'm learning on my own. So why do I have to continue to make you millions? I can just go make the millions myself. And so our goal is to go in and try to educate those business owners to help them see that sometimes the way that you interact with your employees is the reason why you can't keep any. But not only that, your organizational development and your program management is the reason why you can't get funding either. And so we learned a lot during COVID-19 because a lot of businesses contacted me and said, hey, we need grants, whether it was PPP, EIDL funds, SBA loans, or just traditional grant funding through nonprofit organizations. Once I went in and I did an assessment with these organizations, I learned that they didn't have things like policies and procedures. They didn't have a strong financial tracking system. They didn't have books to maintain finances. A lot of organizations just didn't have systems. And it's difficult to apply for grant funding when organizations don't have those important things in place to meet the guidelines of grant requirements.
Wow. So they're missing a lot of money, in other words.
Well, they couldn't apply. So yeah, there were opportunities where money was left on the table. And one thing that we also discovered was that locally, people have relationships. Businesses have relationships with other businesses locally, and they're able to do the spit handshake, shake it off. All right, we get some funding and we move on. But what happened during COVID is that businesses were unsure about their financial stability. So now you have to tap into other cities and federal funding and apply for funding in other places. And businesses were not prepared for that. They didn't have the structure to do so. And with that being said, a lot of those businesses had to close their doors, or they had to lay off employees, or they had to decrease services, which impacted the community. And because they did not have these systems in place before I came on board, their business suffered.
Wow.
So this is like businesses that have been up and running. That
Yes, I've seen a lot of businesses close due to lack of organizational infrastructure. And that organizational infrastructure is that foundation that businesses need to be sustainable, and they don't have it. You have a lot of businesses, and we've seen this, during this season, where people will just wake up one morning and then you see them on Facebook as a business owner. But, but some of those businesses has actually been successful because they have a product and a service that people really need. And that's why individuals go into entrepreneurship, because there's a need that needs to be filled. And so, or need that needs to be met. So these individuals are addressing a need. So their business take off, but they cannot handle the influx because they wasn't prepared for it, and their businesses suffer. And then that's when you see individuals that may be changing the name of their business, or they may just stop the business altogether because they cannot sustain the influx that has occurred.
Wow. That's
some great information, because you're like, I'm gonna start this because I've done that many times.
All right. I could do this. I could do that. And then I thought I could.
There's more to it than just
right. And that's why I started the business mentorship program, because especially in our culture, we was not exposed to, well, I wouldn't say we, because I was. I come from a family of entrepreneurs. I come from a family of educated parents and siblings. But also I have, everyone was, and I also went to a high school where I was part of a program called Business Professionals of America, where we had my high school teacher, Ms. Gwen Long, who actually educated us on business management. So I learned how to do taxes before I graduated from high school. So I was exposed to that. But a lot of African-American youth aren't exposed to that. And so what happens is that you have so many of us that start a business, but we lack just the basic knowledge about being successful business owners, but we also lack leadership skills. And that's where we have issues with customer service. That's where we have issues with time management. That's where we have issues with retaining employees, because we lack leadership skills. Either we didn't learn it at a home, we didn't learn it at school, and we don't stay at a job long enough to learn proper business etiquette to be able to effectively run our own business, which is another reason why businesses are unsuccessful, because they lack leadership skills. And so the business mentorship program is something that we offer because we encourage startup businesses and small businesses to go through a program that teaches them everything that they need to know to be successful in sustainable businesses. And so far, we've helped 21 businesses. We just graduated our second class last night.
Nice.
And so we've helped these businesses to be better business owners, better sustainable business owners. So that way they won't feel like the work that they've done is in vain. So we really work hard to help these businesses be successful, especially all the stuff that we see that happened with businesses closing doors due to COVID. And then also with the all of the stuff that's going to happen with individuals applying for PPP funding. So that's a whole nother conversation for another day.
Yeah, it's gonna be a rude awakening for a whole bunch of people. I'm just gonna say that.
Yeah, it is.
Listen, because we're not gonna talk about
I just that's a tough one. That's a tough one.
Money.
Enjoy it.
Just because the money is there doesn't mean that you have to touch it. And
like that.
And we educate people on the fact that federal dollars, you don't play with federal money. Even with grant funding, federal dollars is a different type of, that's a different type of game. And so is even if it is easily accessible, but if you have to, I often tell people that if you have to do more to get it and it's not effortless, then you don't need it. So for example, if you don't have your documentation in place, if you have not been filing taxes, if you have to lie, you shouldn't apply. That's just it. If you have to lie, don't apply.
Oh
like
man,
that.
look, I'm finna hashtag.
Yeah, if you
If you have to lie, don't apply.
yeah, because it will come back.
Yes, it will.
It is going to come back, and it's just interesting, and just because we're talking about it and people are listening, but they have developed contract tracing. So now they're able to, I just recently read an article where they have like a map of every address that applied for the funding. So once they start going through and start auditing and running reports from the IRS, it's not going to take forever to them to crack down. And they were able to collect the information to be able to address the issue now because of what happened during Hurricane Katrina. So when Hurricane Katrina happened, they also provided funding to businesses and individuals that were victims of the hurricane. And they were able to use that information and the data that they collected during that time to apply it to assist with the fraud and the things that they're dealing with now with the SBA, the PPP, and EIDL funds.
Man, I'm so glad I said no.
I know. Yes.
Ooh.
And it's one of those things that is so tempting because it looks so good. And it's like,
it does.
And I know it did help a lot of people get ahead.
It did. It did.
Needed it and that had their stuff lined out.
Right.
But for those that didn't.
Yeah. 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 I just really, I mean, and if people got it, do not avoid the phone calls. Don't avoid the text messages or the messages or the letters that you receive. Yeah. Reach out to the government or whoever that contacts you and try to work out some type of plan. If you try to avoid it, then that's when things get a little sticky for you. But if you know that you wasn't supposed to apply for it, it's okay. It's okay. No one is here to judge you. However, we just want you to do the right thing so that way they don't garnish your payments. They don't try to put liens on things that you have and you don't go to jail for it. So don't avoid the contacts that start to come because they're coming. Yeah. they will come. You just, I mean, you was bold enough to apply for, be bold enough to deal with the consequences that come on the back end. And I'm all about self-accountability, people. It's about the self-accountability for me.
She is giving you the game, people. She's telling you it is not for money. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Right. Change your mindset.
Yes. And so you have a show on iHeartRadio, right?
Yes. Mindset Shift with Dr. Gibbs. It's a radio show through WDRB. It airs on Sunday mornings at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay. And so we talk about mindset shifting. So I bring on guests to kind of tell their story, and I had you guys on the show, and it's just a good time talking about your business and just different things that individuals are experiencing and how they change their mindset and how they shifted their mind through different stages of their life.
Right. I like that.
Yes.
Because, I mean, it's a journey. And like you said, you have to adjust and shift your mind and expose yourself to different things and get into leadership programs, you know, like what you have.
Definitely.
I know community. Yes. Get mentors. I mean, you can never be too old to have a mentor. Like, yes, mentorship is the way to go. I mean,
right.
Have a mentor.
Right. And coaches too, coaches and consultants. We know that everybody is doing that. But those are people that you need. I have coaches and consultants, whether it's a PR or marketing or just a life coach. I've had a life coach. I've done therapy. I've taken advantage of all of these resources to help not only me personally, but to help my business professionally. And that's another thing that businesses, have challenges with is that they don't invest. And so they feel that I can just do it all on my own. or I just rely on family and friends. And then when family and friends don't come through, they are upset with them. And then they're mad at the world because people are not supporting them. But unfortunately, your family and friends aren't your target audience. They're not your clientele, but also those individuals, you didn't ask those individuals if they wanted to be a part of your business journey. So you have to expand your reach. Like I did, I reached out and I connected with other people, and I had to pay a little money. I was often told that scary money don't make money. And in order for me to generate additional revenue and income, I had to spend a little bit. And I'm not an expert in everything. I don't know the first about marketing. I don't know the first about PR. But I can say that I have tapped into some different resources, and I've started connecting with people, and I pay for those services, and I'm starting to see the turnaround of me investing in my business and my brand.
I'm glad you said that, because a lot of people don't want to, they, like you said, they want the quickness, and they want to just post on social media. It takes more than just social media. That's amazing that you tapped into other outlets, and, you know, in other countries and all that.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
yes,
I've definitely started to do the out of country reach, and that those connections have been interesting as well, because I actually have a client that does work in Dominican Republic and now Kenya. And so that was my gateway into those countries. And then now I have a new client that's doing work in she's in New Zealand and Australia. And so that is another place that I've tapped in. But actually, the first client that I got that was in Australia, she actually signed up for one of my workshops through Eventbrite. And so they were looking for grant writing workshops, and she just happened to find me, and she signed up for the workshop. I thought it was a scammer, like somebody was like phishing. So I wasn't really sure if this person was real. Like I did like some major research on, because, you get the list of the signees and stuff. So I did a little research, and I'm like, ain't nobody signing up for no workshop from Australia. Like really? And so, I was nervous. I was nervous the entire day, the day of the workshop. I was so nervous because I knew that this lady would be coming on at some point if she was actually who she was. And so I want to say about the end of the workshop, maybe like the last 15 minutes, by that time she didn't log on. So I was like, well, maybe it wasn't real. And then I started to think like, who would have paid for the workshop and not showed up? How dare them? And so she actually logged on, and I was like, hey, completely froze, and so everybody that was still on the call was like, Doc, you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm good. And so after that, I kind of asked her to stay on, and she and we talked. It was like an 8-hour difference. And so we scheduled a meeting the next day, and it blossomed from there. And so they needed a grant writer. I knew how to write grants, and I knew how to write federal grants. And so we've been rocking and rolling, and I'm getting ready to sign a new contract with them in June.
I love it.
Oh, I need to get
That's
with you
awesome.
on some grant writing for nonprofits and just
Definitely. Yep. So I'm doing more. I'm trying to do more philanthropic work in different countries and support them with different things that they need. Because it's definitely a need. You don't realize how bad it is in other places until you actually listen to their stories and they tell you how bad it is. And then when I look at their budgets, I say, well, send me a budget, and I'm looking at their budget, and it's like $2,000 and $3,000. And I'm like, that's it? They was like, that's it. And I'm like, oh, I definitely can do something about this. Let me reach out to some friends of mine. Let's raise some money. Let's see how we can help these organizations that's trying to help these people in these other countries, because they're really not asking for much compared to how much that will possibly cost here in the States. But I got a budget yesterday. It was like a couple of $1,000s, and they just needed technology. And I'm like, yeah, we can, let's see how we can help them.
Wow. Now I like that.
Yeah.
Look,
so
wheels.
See, look, seamless plug. So I'm all about connecting and helping because, you know, I feel like that has been a great blessing for me as well, is that I had to spend a little money to make a little money, but also I have to help others in order to receive help. And so I haven't been selfish through this process. I've been very willing to give and connect and educate and give what I have to help other people be successful in their journey as well. I'm a strong believer of what's for me is for me. And if I have it to give, it's not going to take anything from me to give a little bit of that to you as well.
Gotcha. My antennas are doing this.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get together and do a fundraiser or something.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah. But before we go, of course, we're going to switch gears a little bit before we get off. Your work-life balance. I know we asked this question to Angela as well. How, you know, I know you have a family. How do you balance all that? Because it sounds like you are busy all the time.
Yes.
It's so funny. I get that a lot. That, you know, everyone would text me or they'll call me and be like, hey, I know you're busy, but blah, 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 blah. I'm like, I'm really not busy right now, so you can slow down. So it's like everybody call me and feel like they have to race to get what they got to say. And I'm just sitting there like, I have time. But honestly, I can say, and no one believes this, but it's true. I have great organization and time management skills. I live by my calendar. But I wake up every morning about 5:30, 6 o'clock. And during that time, between that time and 7 o'clock in the morning, I'm probably meditating, reading my devotion. I may do a little yoga, get caught up on Ratchet TV, may watch a little YouTube or something. A little Ratchet TV, a little meditation. Right, you got to get a little bit of that in. Unfortunately, I get in at the beginning of the day. I don't think that that's the best thing to do, but hey, you know, I definitely don't want that in my mind while I'm trying to sleep at night. But I do that because I really believe in giving time to myself before I give time to the world. So I always give back to myself. And then from 7 to 9, I'm spending time with my daughters, maybe getting them ready for school, helping them get prepared for their day. I may cook them breakfast. And I use that time to kind of bond with them. I do my daughter hair sometimes in the morning. That's when I feel like we have our best conversations and I find out things that's going on with her. And then from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., I'm hitting the pavement running. So clients, and when I say time management, time organization, I mean, I have things scheduled to the T. And I have my clients that also understands my schedule as well. So I may have male mentorship stuff on Monday and Tuesdays. I may do websites on Wednesdays. Then I'm also a college professor, so I may be teaching on Tuesday and Thursday nights. So I have it all kind of mapped out. I cut everything off at 9 o'clock. I don't work past 9 p.m. From 9 to 10. That's my time with my daughters. And sometimes I cook dinner. From 9 to 10, I'm with my daughters. 10:30, no lie, I'm in the bed every night.
Wow. You got to
every
night,
girl. Man, every night. 10:30 to maybe 5:36, I'm sleeping and I sleep good. I may drink a glass of wine and that's it. I'm gone.
Yes, definitely.
For real. Nobody's still going at 10:30.
No, and you know what, it's part of, and so we also offered a health and wellness program, and through the health and wellness program was when we help individuals go through this whole mind, body, soul changing. And so it was part, like I said, everything we do is centered around changing the mindset. So our work we do with the contracted services, our work we do with the mentorship program, our work we do with CTMS Media, everything that we do, including our nonprofit organization called Changing the Mindset, everything is centered around changing the way people think to change the way they behave. So I had to change the way I thought in order to have positive behaviors. And that creates intentionality. So I believe in being intentional on purpose, but it's a process and it's something that just doesn't happen overnight. It takes years of training. It takes years of processing. It takes years of learning. And so through my business mentorship program, I go through the program with my participants. With the health and wellness program, I go through that program with my participants, and they will tell you that I'm very hands-on with everything that I do within my business, because it's also a learning experience for me. But I really feel that people do not appreciate it more if the leaders of the organization is not willing to invest the same amount of time and energy that the participants are. And that's why we have really good participation rates within our programs.
Wow, that's awesome.
Thank you.
We're going to connect. We're going to connect.
Yes.
All right, Ms. Shmeka, so let the people know how they can get in touch with you, because people need legit funding.
Definitely. I'm going to put my flow page in the chat here.
Okay.
And if you go there, it will take you to everything Shmeka. My books, it'll take you to my consultation, it'll take you to my website. Everything that you need to know about Dr. Gibbs, you can go to our flow.page /NA Success. And please connect with me. Please connect with me. And I'm giving away an ebook.
Yes, she's giving away an ebook.
I'm giving away an ebook. So everyone that's listening, they can go to the website and download the free ebook. It's called The Top 10%. And everyone wants to be part of the top 10%, but don't know how to become part of the top 10%. And so we're changing the mindset. We're going to change the way you think to help you get to the top 10%.
Ooh, awesome. So everyone gets that ebook.
Everyone gets it.
The code is BAM Woman.
Yes.
BAM Woman.
Yes. So
everyone gets a copy.
We need you to put your numbers in for the other book. I am a empowered woman, a woman empowered.
Yeah,
I am a woman empowered.
Yeah,
for that book. Yeah. So we need some numbers to come in.
We need some numbers to come in, y'all.
Through 99, and you can guess multiple times.
Yes.
And then
I think say, y'all better put a number in before I put one in.
I was like, dang.
So, and
I'm going home with the book tonight.
Yeah.
I know. Okay, so yeah, definitely. Let me find the website for the ebook.
And while you're doing that, I'm gonna bring Miss A Love in so we can play this game before we go. Hey y'all.
Shmeka, you did good, honey. Listen, she was talking about from sustainability to accountability, and you ain't got the mindset on that application. Come on.
Yes, God.
Serving the people, and I hope they got it too. Because
I hope people heard you. Absolutely.
I hope so too. I really do hope that people, is absorbing. I mean, because there's so much information out there. And I listen to podcasts, I watch YouTube channels and different things like that. And there are so many people that's giving out information. There's free workshops, and people are not taking advantage of this free information. I hear so many people say that I don't know anybody, or I don't hear anything, and no one is doing this, or we don't know what's going. Yeah, y'all do. It's free. You have to take advantage of this free information. It's too much of it out here for people to still be saying that it doesn't exist. It does.
Absolutely. I totally agree. And if you want it bad enough, you'll go get it. I mean, if you can stand off shoes and phones and all this other kind of mess, you can find the information that you need.
People find what they want to find. Absolutely.
That part. So, it's out there, y'all. Y'all just have to go get it. You have to go get it.
That's right.
All right. We're going to give time for people to put their numbers in because this information is amazing. But while they're doing that, we're going to play this or that. Are y'all ready?
Woo! Come on with it.
All right. And I think Shmeka already answered this, but I'm going to ask it anyway. Early bird or night owl?
Yeah, I'm Earth. Earth bird. Early.
Early bird. Okay. All right, Miss A Love, are you an early bird or a night owl?
Hey, bear, night owl, baby.
I love it. Listen, I think I'm a little bit of both. I'm not gonna lie. I can get up early, but then I can be up late too.
I'm a night owl. Like, I do not like to get up early.
Really?
Yeah,
I cannot sleep in.
She said, Now, I can sleep in. Don't get me wrong. I can sleep in. But
I still wake up, same time on Saturdays, and so I'd be mad too. I'd be like, I have nothing to do today. What is the problem?
Because you be in bed at 10:30, baby. Look, your whole body's like, boom, let's get up. Lock away.
that part.
Right.
That's true. That's true.
I could get in the bed right now.
Yeah, like for real. Okay, so sneakers or heels?
Say it again.
Sneakers or heels?
Oh, I'm heels. Yeah.
Heels.
Yeah.
I'm going with heels.
Oh, come on, yeah.
I know.
I already knew you was gonna say sneakers.
Yeah, yeah, I can see sneakers written all over
I
you.
can rock both.
Yeah, she can rock both.
Don't get it twisted.
What you said? Stop playing with your girl.
Gotta get somebody that can do both now.
Yeah, that versatility up in that thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I am. I would rather wear sneakers than heels. So yeah. Okay, so sweet or salty?
Ooh.
Combination, baby. But if combination, can we do a combination? Can we do this and that?
Like a little bit of that and a little
Get that perfect thing.
Yeah, I would have to say sweet.
I'm going with sweet.
Yeah.
Gotta have a little bit of both. Gotta have some balance.
Balance, yeah.
Just a little bit. Okay, so last one, I would say, those are good ones. Do that one and that one. Okay, so online shopping or in-store shopping?
Before COVID, online. During COVID, I need to go to a store. I'm about to lose my mind. I have to go to a store. But I am an avid Amazon shopper. But I guess lately, because that's all we kind of have is online, I kind of miss the stores. I miss the stores.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm not a shopper like that. So it has to be, if I go to a store, it has to be like I can run in and see and be like, oh, I like that, and I'm ready to go. Yeah. I'm not spending hours and hours doing that. So in the scheme of things, online, unless I can go and get it and leave.
Yeah.
Right.
That is so me.
I would say that's me too. I do not like to shop.
Baby, I'm not trying to do all that, girl. I be walking around the mall like, girl, we can't go. Ready to go.
I'll be ready to go.
I ain't doing no window shopping, baby.
I just wear whatever I got at the house.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
I spend more money when I do online shopping. So when I go into the stores, because I'm like you, I don't like to be in there too long. I already kind of know what I'm going in there for. And so it's an in and out type thing, unless I go to Walmart. Now Walmart, the goal is to spend $50 and we end up buying $250 worth of stuff.
That part.
So the intent never goes right to Walmart.
It just goes by itself at Walmart. You know what I'm saying? It just kind of just take over, like it's an automatic process. It just be going down its own aisle and stuff just be jumping in and there. You be like, where that from?
I be like, man, I didn't know I needed some nails. So you buy nails and I get home. My daughter's like, what you gonna do with this? She be like, well, I just thought I needed it.
Walmart set up that way. Like what you need is at the back of the store, but you getting everything on the way. Yes. Everything in between. Oh, I need that.
Everything be like, hey, give me. Hey, put me in the car.
Down that clearance aisle that they have now. Oh my gosh. I'm like, yeah.
Oh my God. Okay, last one. Spontaneous or planner?
Ooh. I'm a planner. I'm a planner. Yeah, I just gave y'all my whole life schedule.
I was just about to say she didn't even have to think about that, baby, because this is planned from 9 to 9:30, 9 to 9. It's planned out.
Don't you try to be spontaneous in that 12-hour block.
All the way out.
Look, I'm spontaneous, baby. If you want to roll, let's do it. Look, you bet. I'll see you in a minute. Yeah.
Yes, I would say I'm probably a mixture of both. Probably more spontaneous, I guess.
I think I'm more of a planner, but I can be spontaneous.
But you're right.
I have a little bit of spark in me.
Just a little bit, just a little sprinkle.
But listen, we love y'all. We appreciate y'all. Nobody guessed. Listen.
Yeah, listen.
Numbers.
We gonna give
They're
y'all
on the replay, so just let me know if they're doing on the replay.
Yeah, I'm gonna say let it replay. Some people may watch it later.
watching it on the replay. Y'all still have time. We'll give y'all until midnight tomorrow. We'll give them some more time.
Give them a little time. Let them marinate up in their spirit, girl, that they need that book.
Yes. So 12 midnight Sunday night is when we're gonna cut it off. And y'all need to get that I Am a Woman Empowered. And also need to get the ebook. Listen, everybody gets the ebook in the innate success. Everybody gets that one. So y'all make sure y'all get that code. Bam Woman. Y'all get the links. flow.page/innate success. Y'all support these beautiful women because they are doing amazing things. So we love y'all. We appreciate y'all. We've gone over our time, but that's okay because we have.
That's okay. Yeah.
Thank y'all. This was so much fun.
Look, let me throw my number in the comments right quick, just in case.
Yeah, gonna throw it in there, guess I can go and send it to you because you know I'm going to the top of 10%. Gotta give me
Yes.
Yes, it did. All right. So while y'all are doing that, y'all peep the outro. Love y'all. Deuces.